This conference will now be recorded.
Hi all, welcome to Online IT Software Solutions. Today we will be discussing about Maven. Okay, so in the last session we have already discussed about Maven, couple of things about Maven, like how to install Maven, how to create a Java project using the Maven Java project using Eclipse. Okay, and also we have seen what is group ID, archetype ID, and what is the version, what do you mean by packaging. So all that things we have discussed in the last session. Okay, today I am going to talk about several important concepts about Maven, which are very important. Okay, so before moving ahead, I want to talk about agenda for today's session. For today, okay, agenda for today's session. What we are going to discuss. Well, I'm just listing out here. Okay, first we are going to talk about what is Maven build lifecycle. What is Maven build lifecycle? How many types of life cycles we have? Okay, build life cycles we have. What is Maven build life cycle? That part we are going to discuss in detail. Okay, and after that we are going to talk about what is a phase, okay, goal and plugin. What is phase, goal and plugin? We have some clear understanding on this. Okay, so we are going to talk about phase, goals and plugins. What plugins we have in Maven, why we are going to need these plugins or phases. So we will discuss about all those things in detail. And also we are going to talk about what is archetype. Archetype. Why we need this archetype? What do you mean by archetype? Okay. And also we are going to discuss about how to create Maven project from command line. Project from command line interface. Command line can say or command prompt. Command prompt. Okay, we saw last class how to create Maven project using Eclipse. So in this class, we are going to see how to create Maven project using Eclipse and how we can run the Maven commands using command prompt. Okay, using command prompt. Okay, we'll talk about that. Okay, and next point is that only how to run the Maven commands from command line. Okay, so we can run the Maven commands. What are all the Maven commands we have? Okay, and also we are going to talk about how to view the goals inside each phase. Okay, once we discuss about the phase, goal and plugin, this point will be clear. Okay, so we will discuss in detail about that. Okay, how to view the goals inside each phase. Okay, how to change. Okay, how to change the compiler version from using properties in Eclipse. We are going to see. Okay, and next we are going to talk about how to add a plugin. In pom.xml file. Pom.xml file using pom.xml file. How we can add a plugin. So here we are going to make use of Maven Surefire plugin. Okay. So this plugin is useful to execute your tests. Assume that I am a developer. I am developing some Java project, and also I am writing some tests for each of the functionality I am developing. Okay, so to run the tests, we can make use of this Maven Surefire plugin. Okay, it supports multiple things, not only running your tests, it supports multiple things. So we are going to discuss about that in detail. Okay, so this much things we need to discuss. So let us start with the first particular topic. What is Maven build a life cycle? Okay, now so Maven basically follows this build life cycle to build your project. The build means what? Completely executing your project up to packaging, installing it, okay, until deployment of your project, from compilation, okay, pulling out the dependencies, okay. That's why it is called a project management tool. Okay, so it is going to follow series of steps. That's nothing but life cycle. Series of steps followed by your Maven to build your project. That is nothing but life cycle. What is life cycle? Basically, series of steps carried to deploy or package your project. Okay, is nothing but the build life cycle. So basically, Maven provides three types of build life cycle: default build life cycle, okay, and second one is clean build life cycle. Third thing is site build life cycle. Okay, what is default build life cycle? This is main build life cycle, I can say. Why main build life cycle? This life cycle is responsible to package your application and deploy it into the where the location, wherever, like remote repository or somewhere, you can deploy it so that you can share with the other developers or client based on your packaging type. Okay, packaging type. So this is a main build life cycle. Okay, and this life cycle does what? This life cycle simply follows, handles your project deployment. Okay, handles your project deployment. Okay, and this life cycle, okay, this is about life cycle, build life cycle. So some point about clean life cycle we can talk now. So clean life cycle, what it does? Clean life cycle is going to clean up your project. So this life cycle is going to clean up the project. So there is a one target directory will be there, which will be generated by Maven. Target directory inside your root project root folder. Inside project root folder, it will create one directory called target. So all those compiled source code .class files it will store there. And once the packaging is done, let's say packaging is done for jar, okay, or var, or one more type is there, EAR. Okay, so this type of packaging if you are considering, so jar packaging is done for standalone projects. Okay, standalone projects. Okay, and var packaging is done for web applications. ER web applications with database in it, database files in it. Okay, so these three types of basically three types of packaging we can do. Packaging is nothing but the end result of your application, the exe code. Let's say I'm developing one software, so if I want to give it to the client, so I cannot give entire project. I have to provide him the executable files. So that executable files will be generated by packaging. Packaging generates executable files, which will be shared with the clients. So packaging, when we we need to specify this packaging while creating the Maven project itself. What type of packaging we are expecting from this application, whether it is a WAR file, jar file, or EAR file. Okay, we need to tell Maven. So based on the specification defined in your form.xml file, your Maven is going to perform that action. Let's say I'm going to say I want to create jar file. Standalone project I'm creating, so jar file I will specify packaging. Okay, so when we specify the packaging, it is going to tell us what type of what is the end result of this. Or one jar file will be generated with your project name. Okay, that jar file you can share with other people so that they can run in their command line using this command java jar in the name of your jar file, right? So whenever your clean phase, what clean phase is going to do here, it's going to clean up that folder where your dot class files will be sitting. Let's say I am working on project now, and my project version is 1.0 or something. So I build this project. Okay, I created one jar file using Maven command. I packaged this application. Okay, I'm done. But I am going to do again next build I want to create. Let's say I want to do some changes or add some new functionality. When I do that, I will give new version of my project. That time the old versions, whatever we have, that source code and all, it should be cleaned up. It is going to be done automatically by using this clean phase. Okay, clean phase. So the site phase is just going to create project site documents. Create project site documents. Okay, create project site documents. So there are three default phases provided by Maven build lifecycle. These are build lifecycles. Three different build lifecycles we have: default, clean, and site. Okay, first two are very important because the first phase is responsible to perform all the activities here till the deployment. Second phase is just going to clean up your target folder which is under your root of your project. So who will create target folder here? Automatically Maven is going to create that target folder. Okay, Maven will automatically create while running these phases. Okay, to compile your source code .java file, it will convert that .java file into .class files and it will store in target folder. Okay, so having said that, we have around now next very important point I want to discuss here. Your life cycle phase will have life cycle phase build life cycle build life cycle. Let's say each build life cycle will have set of phases. Build life cycle is what? It consists of set of phases. Okay, phases. Set of phases. It consists of set of phases. Now I am going to talk about what is a phase. Okay, 2 points I have told. Series of steps carried out to deploy or package your project. It's nothing but life cycle. So build life cycle will have group of phases or set of phases. Okay, it will consist of. Now what is a phase actually? Okay, phase. So talking about phase now. Phase. So phase is required. Okay, one very important point about the phase I want to mention here. Okay, so life cycle consists of the phases. So I'm going to talk about phase now. I'm going to mention here. First phase is validate. Validate is one phase. Okay, validate phase. This phase validates the project validates the project. It's going to validate the project. Okay, for example, it will check all the dependencies are pulled to local repository or not. Okay, remember in the last video I spoke about this local repository, how the structure of Maven will be, how the internal working process of Maven we spoke. So there I spoke about local repository. So our Maven validate phase is going to check whether all the required dependencies are there in this phase or not. All the required dependencies are there in your project local repository or not. Okay, that is the first phase. It's going to check. Next, compile phase is there. Okay, compile phase. What this phase is going to do? This phase is responsible for. Okay, this phase is responsible for compiling your .java file into .class file. It's just going to convert your .java files into .class file. Let's say 100 .java files are there in my application. So it will subsequently generate 100 .class files. Okay, automatically it is going to compile and generate the .class files and store it in target folder. Okay, that is second phase. So third phase we have called test. Okay, test phase, it runs unit tests for your project. This phase runs unit tests for your projects. Let's say when you defined your project, okay, assume that by default it is going to give you two folders. The structure of Maven will give you source main, okay, source main Java and source main test. Two folders will be given. Inside your source main test, all the tests you can define for your project. So that tests will be automatically ran when this phase is called. Okay. In next phase we have called package. Package phase, as I mentioned, we need to tell Maven while creating the project itself what is the expected result from this project, end result. So based on that specification provided in the pom.xml, it's going to create that jar file, var file, whatever the file you are defining. So we are going to see that practically how these phases will work. Okay, how these phases will work, and the build lifecycle consists of these phases. Okay, each phase has its own each lifecycle has its own phases. Okay, I'm going to talk about that in a minute. So package is responsible to, okay, this step compiled code will be packaged into this step. Compiled code will be packaged into required format, like three formats I told: jar, var, and EAR. Right? EAR. Okay, that's about package. And we have integration test, another phase. Okay, integration test, it runs integration tests for your application. So integration test is simply the test which you are going to define in that test folder. So you are trying to check some data flow between two particular modules or two particular methods or something like that. You have written some test to check that. So that test, if you want to invoke, then you can call this phase. It will automatically invoke the integration tests. Okay, it runs the integration tests for the project. Okay, Okay, So verify is there. Next phase, verify. This step runs verification for your project, whether your project is meeting standards or not, quality standards or not. Verify phase checks if project meets the quality standards or not. Quality standards or not. Next phase, install is there. So install phase is going to create this package. Install phase. Let's say install phase will create package. Create a package and put it inside local repository. It is going to create create that package like jar file, war file, whatever the file we have told, that will be moved to your local repository. Okay, so that when the clean phase runs again, the target folder will be cleaned up, and you might lose that jar file or whatever the package type you get the output of your project, right? So that's the reason it will just move it to your local repository. Then we have got deploy phase, which is responsible to deploy your code. It copies the packaged type to some remote repository, some remote repository. Okay, somewhere you want to store that packaged code, you can use this deploy phase. These are all the phases I have mentioned. Okay, if you go to official Maven website, okay, and you can see that phases mentioned here, right? The same phases I have explained. Each phase is going to perform some task or activity. So actually, to talk about these three phases we spoke, right? The default phase, default life cycle, okay, default life cycle we spoke about, and clean life cycle, site life cycle. Okay, so each life cycle consists of some phase. Now this default phase consists of 24 phases internally. Okay, 24 phases. This life cycle consists. Okay, life cycle consists of 24 phases, and clean phase, this phase. Okay, this phase consists of how many? Three phases. This life cycle consists of 3 phases. This life cycle consists of 4 phases. Okay, consists of 4 phases. Okay, now as we spoke about life cycle, we spoke about phase. Okay, next we need to spoke about goal. Okay, now everything is interlinked here. Your life cycle consists of phases. Your phases consist of goals. Okay, so phases are going to consist of goals. So phase we can define simply as it is a group of goals. It is group of goals and group of goals. It can have any number of goals. So we are going to check that how to check the goals inside your phase. We can check using command. Okay, command line. We are going to check that. So just to understand, a phase will have goals, and your each phase will have some goals associated. Group of goals it is. So validate phase will have internally some goals associated. Test phase, compile phase, all these phases has some goals internally associated. Your life cycle will have phases. Number of phases is nothing but life cycle. Number of phases are nothing but life cycle. Okay, number of phases is nothing but life cycle. Number of goals together are called as phases. Okay, so default phase I talked about. I spoke about. I spoke about life cycle phases. Need to check on goals now. What is a goal? What is a goal? So goal is simply a sequence of tasks performed by some specific goal. Okay, so each goal is a sequence of steps carried to accomplish a task. I can say task. That's nothing but goal. Okay, nothing but goal. So we have several goals associated to these phases. So if you go to official website of Maven, so you can see here. I go below. Now you can see here phase is defined and associated goal is defined. Okay, now compile will have this goal. Compiler compile goal. Your test compile goal has some compiler test compile goal. Test has some surefire test goal. Jar goal. Package will have your jar goal. Something like this. So each phase has some goals. Now group of goals is nothing but phase. Group of phase is nothing but life cycle. Simple. Right? Group of goals is nothing but phase. Group of phase is nothing but life cycle. Now, how can we check these phases, or how can we verify these phases, and how can we check on each goal? We will discuss that in detail. So before that, we need to talk about one important thing here. Assume that I have written these goals in sequential order. So 1, 2, 3, whatever order I have written, the same manner it is going to execute. So our Maven tool is sequential order. Maven follows sequential order to execute. Maven follows a sequential order to execute. Maven follows a sequential order to execute the commands or phase, or I can take as phase. Okay, so these are all the commands we have. These are all the commands, and it's called as phases. So if I'm assuming that I'm calling package phase, then above these three phases compulsorily first execute. Then the actual phase will be executed. Okay. If I'm calling the verify phase, the above 5 phases will be first executed, and then remaining phase will get executed. Right. Same way, if I call the first phase itself, we don't have above that any phase is not there. So it's not going to execute any phase. It will start with the validate phase only. So it follows sequential order to execute. So if you call compile only, then it will follow first validate phase and then compile phase. Validate phase and compile phase. Okay. Now I want to talk about how to create project using command line. How to create Maven project using command prompt. Okay, we can easily create this project using Eclipse. So I have explained that last session how we can create a project using Eclipse. But now this tutorial I want to be a bit advanced. So let's create a project using command line. Okay, so first open your command prompt. Just navigate to some other drive here. I'm just navigating to some other drive, and I have created one particular directory here. So if you see this directory, it does not have anything. Nothing is there. 0 bits is there inside. Okay, I will show you here. Nothing is there inside this directory. Okay, now what I can do is clean everything, clear. Okay, I'm going to create one project here. So command, every command in Maven, we start with MVN. So if you want to check the version, just check using MVN. So every command should start with MVN. Okay, now I'm going to say archetype generate. Archetype generate. Okay, always your Maven project is going to expect three things. If you create from your Eclipse, or if you create from your command prompt, does not matter. It requires three things. Okay, I'll just show you here. Maven project. If I go next, okay, if I hit simple, create simple project, and then it will ask for group ID or archetype ID and version of your project. It will be default provided. Okay, package. So version is optional here, but group ID and artifact ID we need to mention, and packaging also, like jar, war, file, what type of you want, we can mention. Okay, these three types it is listing out here. So I am going to show you how to create project using command line. So here group version is version of the project is optional. Group ID and artifact ID we need to provide, and also packaging we need to provide. Okay, so I'm going to tell here archetype T. I'll tell group ID. Group ID is some package name. It will be okay. Something I'm giving like demo. Okay, demo, and I will say artifact ID. Artifact ID I need to provide. So this will be your name of your project. So demo project I'm taking. Okay. Group ID, artifact ID, and now the important point. You need to provide what is the archetype for your project. Okay, archetype. So there are several archetypes are there in Maven. Assume that we want to create some standalone project, standalone Java project. Then we can make use of the archetype called quick start. Quick start archetype we can use. Assume that I am creating some web application. I'm going to make use of Spring and all. I'll be using servlets, JSP and all. Then the packaging type will be war file, and your archetype will be web archive. Okay, web archive or something. So you can check this using in official website of Maven. So Maven will give you this list of archetypes it has. Okay, list of archetype the Maven has. So here, if you see here, okay, I'm just opening that archetypes. So archetype, now first archetype I'm using generator. It is archetype. To generate any new Maven project, you need to use this Maven archetype generate. And along with that, what type of project you should tell to Maven. Okay, so these are all the archetypes we have. Quick start archetype, simple Maven project it will create. Okay, and we have web app archetype, Maven archetype web app for web applications. So like this, so many archetypes are there which we can use. And now I am going to create a standalone project. So I'm making use of archetype called Maven archetype, artifact ID. Need to mention artifact id is equal to maven dash archetype dash maven dash archetype dash quick start. The archetype quick start we need to tell. Also we need to make use of this interactive mode equal to false. So what is this interactive mode? Simply, if you don't give this, your Maven will still create the project, but it will ask you during runtime what is your artifact ID, what is your group ID, okay, what is your archetype. These three information it will collect from you. Okay, but currently I am giving it in the same line. I don't want to create in interactive mode. So already I have provided that information. Okay. So if I give this much detail, hit enter. Okay. It is going to scan the project. It's going to pull out some plugins. It is saying generating project. Okay. So let us wait until this generates the project. Okay, build success it is saying in the backend. If you see, it has created a project also. It has created the project also. Okay. Now just clear everything. You can go into this project. I went inside this project. Okay, now here if I do dir, you can see my pom.xml file in here. Okay, I have the pom.and source main test. Okay, so these things are there. Now what I'm going to do here? No, nothing I am writing. So whatever the default project it has created, just import this project into Eclipse. How to import the Maven project into Eclipse we can see. So click on the import file, go to file, import, click on import. You'll see several options here. If you search for Maven, it will show the Maven if it is not shown. Okay, just expand this and say existing Maven project I want to import, and go click on next. So if you go back to the browse, okay, this window will be shown up. You need to select the project, click on browse. Okay, where we have created our project. So Maven tutorial. I'll select this root folder and say select project. It will show automatically the pom.xml file. Then you can just hit finish. Okay, you will be able to see the project. It is building that. Okay, it has built. So you can see the project is there. Okay, now currently it has taken by default 1.5 version JDK. So how to change this JDK version to make use of 1.8, that also I will show. Okay, this is the target folder I was talking about, which will be created by Maven automatically. It will store the compiled source files in here, compiled source files in here. Okay, and also your packaged like jar file, war file, whatever your package type you are saying, that will be stored here. Okay, if I just open the pom.xml. Okay, now my pom.xml packaging the type is jar file. Since I have used a quick start archetype, it's giving me jar file packaging type. Okay, so it is going to create that jar file inside your target directory once you build this project. Okay, so we are going to discuss about several things here. So now I can call mvn validate. Okay, this is the first phase. I can call each and every phase here, calling my first phase. Okay, what I will do is next I will call test phase here. Okay, test phase. So I told you the Maven will always follow sequential order to execute these commands. So the sequential order also I have given here in the folder in the notepad. I will call test phase. Okay, test phase I will call. and let's see what is going to happen. Okay, I'm in my it has created some dot class files, so I'll just delete this folder now. Okay, if you delete also, your Maven will automatically create that folder here. Okay, create that folder now. So I'll just clear the command and call Maven test Maven test phase I am calling. It is going to invoke your test. Okay. When you create the project, some default test will be there. Okay, default test will be already given, and some default main method and some code will be given. Hello world program will be given, and the test is written for this hello world program. That test also it is given. When I call this phase, it is going to automatically execute above 2 steps. Then it will execute your test step. That's why I was telling Maven follows sequential order to execute the phase. Okay, now this is called sequential order. First two phases will be mandatorily executed, then test phase will be executed. Okay, now if I go back to my folder, now I don't have target directory here. When I execute test folder, it will create that directory. Okay, I give the command. Okay, now it's executing project. Now some error is there in my build. It is saying some goal is not available, but still it has created the target folder, and it has nothing to do here because compile phase is not created, not defined. It's not getting any data, anything here. It's not creating any compiled classes here. Okay, now go back to your command prompt. Okay, so first I will delete everything. This folder I will delete. Target folder I deleted. Okay, but when you call the clean phase, automatically it will clean up the whatever there inside that the target folder and make it ready for the builder. You want to execute the phase, right? It will make it ready when you call clean phase. Okay, now what I will do here, I am going to call so package phase I will call. Okay, instead of test phase I don't want to call, package phase I will call. Whatever package phase is going to do, it will generate a jar file, war file, whatever required format you have defined, that file it is going to generate. Okay, so before generating that, I want to change my compiler. I want to make use of 1.8 version. I don't want 1.4 version, sorry, 1.5 version JDK. So for that purpose, you need to define properties inside your pom.xml. What properties you need to define? Okay, maven.compiler.source, you can say source should use 1.8 version. Okay, maven.compiler.target also should use 1.8 version. Okay, if you tell this much, save this. Okay, and go back to your project and right click and say, here you see this Maven. Go to this Maven. Here several options it is showing. First say update project. Okay, once you update, your Java version got updated to 1.8 automatically. Okay, now what I am going to do, check if anything is there inside. Okay, it is there, so let us just run this Maven clean and let us see what's going to happen to this target folder now. Okay, running build success it is saying, and if you see everything else is remain same, but only your dot class files are taken out. Dot class files are taken out. Okay, Can go once again, target folder, enter target folder is gone. Okay, target folder itself is gone. So now I can freshly build this project. So I want to package this new package. I want to call this phase. So when I call this phase, it's going to build my project, create that jar file, war file, whatever the file inside your target directory. And also it is triggering some test. Why it is triggering test? I told you sequential order execution. So first it validated the project. It compiled all our source code, converted .java files into .class files. Okay, then it called this test files, test phase where your test will be executed. You can see one test we have which ran. It's saying build success. So go back to your target folder. You'll be able to see your .java file here. Okay, you can share this file with your the client or whomever you want. The client can make use of this file. This is executable file. You can run the application. Okay, so I will just show you here one more command prompt I can open, and I can run this using like command java-jar, java-jar, the name of your jar file. If I run the jar file, it is saying some mistake is there. Okay, some error is there. The main method is not found inside this, so we need to check on this, okay, properly and provide it. Okay, so that like that your clients or whoever you are going to share this file, they can make use of this file. So if you see how much task our Maven is doing for us internally in the backend, right? Now again I am going to clean up my project. Okay, first say mvn clean. Now it's going to delete again target folder. No, target folder will be deleted. Now it got deleted. Okay, now actually if you tell packaging, it just packages the file. You need to tell package install means it will create the file in your repository, local repository. Where will local repository will be there? In the C drive. You go to users folder, in the current user .m2 folder is there. This is your repository, right? Local repository. You can see so many files are there, which is pulled by Maven, okay, to build your project. Okay, so I have built several different projects. So that's the reason I am seeing this many files. Now what I'm going to do, I will just clear this screen and call mvn install. Install. This is another page. I'm calling this page. Okay. So it is going to again clear this everything, and it has built that project. Okay. Now I want to see where this is my project. Okay. So you can see demo. Inside demo, it has built a project. Now if you open that project, I can see my .java file, .jar file here, executable jar file. It has created in our local repository. Same way, if you call deploy phase, it will create this executable jar file in some remote repository. Okay, it will create in some remote repository. Okay, so now another command I want to show you. Okay, let it be this one. So let us go back to our target folder. Okay, I'll just clean up this target folder. Mvn clean. I'll clean up and I will call on it. Before cleaning up, I can call two phases at a time. So internally, it is going to execute some phases, some goals, right? So I told you how I will show you how what are the phases associated with this, what are the goals associated with each phase. We can see that by using like this command mvn. Let's say I want to call some phase, test phase, with help. If I say, so again the Maven will do some, it is actually build is failing, so we'll call some other phase. One more phase is there called failsafe phase. So when I call this phase, it should show the goals associated with with this command. Now if I expand my command prompt and show you mvn failsafe, the phase name colon help we need to call. To call like this, it will give you number of goals associated with that plugin. Your failsafe plugin has 3 phases. Okay, failsafe help is one phase, one goal. 3 goals your failsafe plugin has. One goal is failsafe. Failsafe integration test is another goal, and verify is another goal. Okay, so like this you can call these phases and check. Okay, let us just install phase. Will it show? Let us see. Okay, for install phase, how many goals are associated? It is shown 3 goals are associated. Install help, install is one goal. Install file is another goal. 3 goals are associated with your install phase. Okay, same way you can check for different phases. Just to give the phase name here and check, verify what are the goals inside that phase. Okay, each life cycle has a phase, and each phase will have goals, right? I hope it gave you much clarity on the goal, phase, and life cycle. Okay, so this is how we are going to create. Now I can call multiple phases at once, right? In VN, clean also, install also. Okay, clean will create your delete your target folder and regenerate the target folder. Install will create the local repository, which is going to give you the packaging inside your local repository. I just hit this command. Okay, it is going to take some time. It is deleting that your target folder. Okay, and it is pulling out some plugins, and it ran the tests, and the build got succeeded. Okay, now again new build got created with this target file. Okay, now next coming to the plugin. Now how to add a plugin inside your pom.xml. Now plugin is just I can tell you like plugins are defined to tell set of goals associated. Plugin will have set of goals, okay, which will be ran. Okay, the plugin is just a set of goals. Okay, and each plugin can have several goals, right? Each plugin can have several goals. Okay, each plugin you can define separately, and it will also have several goals associated with it. So we are going to talk about Maven Surefire plugin. Okay, this is a one type of plugin. Like this, you have so many plugins. Based on your requirement, you can pull that plugin. So here I'm going to go to the plugins. You can see the plugins, available plugins in this website, official website, Apache Maven. These are all the plugins above you are seeing, right? Those are all the plugins. Okay, and the below you can see some plugins, type wise plugins they have created, reporting, and tools, packaging, and core plugins. So inside core plugin we have this Surefire plugin. I'm going to talk about this Surefire plugin. Okay, so this Surefire plugin can do this many tasks. Okay, can run TestNG tests, JUnit tests, okay, Pojo tests, plain old Java object tests also. Can skip the test while execution. Okay, rerun the failed tests. Okay, all these configurations, if you do based on your configuration, it will be executing. It will be performing the action. Okay, so we will see for TestNG how can we configure Surefire plugin. Surefire plugin. Okay, so I will just go to my project, and I need a dependency of TestNG here because I'm going to make use of TestNG. So I will create one class first. Before that, let us pull the plugin. Okay, just open another Chrome. Maven Central Repository. I want to go. Click on the hit Maven Central Repository. Go to Google. Hit Maven Central Repository. You see this search Maven Central Repository. The first one, first link. Search maven.org, the official website. I'm sorry, not this one. Go to this one. Just a minute. Yeah, this one, maven.repository.com. Go here. Yeah, this one. This is our Maven Central Repository. So here, search for TestNG. Okay. Type your TestNG, whatever the jars, whatever the dependencies you want, you can search here, like Spring dependency, Selenium dependency. Okay, whatever Java related dependencies you want, you can search and add it to your pom.xml. So that will be the jars will be automatically downloaded and attached to your build path. Okay, click on TestNG, the first link. Okay, some version I want. I will take 7.0. Okay, this is the latest, I think, new version. So I'll just copy the dependencies. I copied and come back to your pom.xml. Inside your dependencies, paste this dependency. Okay, paste this dependency and save. When you press contest, it starts building. It means it will directly download that jar files, add it to your build path. Okay, it will keep that jar files in your local repository and add it to your build path. Okay, so this much I have added. So now I can write some test using TestNG. I will create one class, take it as TestNG demo. Okay, so I'm going to put some tests here. I'll take public void test1. Okay, reference test. I want to call test. Then I need to import the library JUnit. Add a TestNG library. Okay, once you add this TestNG library, you can import the required annotation. And I'm just going to give the print statement here, like this is test case 1. Here is some more. I want to create some 2 more. Okay, I will create. I need to change the name, test2, test3. Sorry, test3. Okay, I created 3 tests. Okay, and I need a testng.xml file to run this test, right? Okay, I will create testng.xml file. Testng.xml. Okay, I created testng.xml. I will just say suit name of the suite I need to tell, demo project, the name of the suite. Inside the suite we will have test, multiple tests will be there. This is a test for let's say example test. It will have classes and inside this you need to mention which class it should run. Class name equal to a complete class name we need to provide here, like demo dot testng, fully qualified class name, right? That we need to provide. Now we need to give dot java class name, like class file name I'm giving. Come down demo dot testng demo. Just to save this, come back to your form.xml. So here we need to add a build, okay, I mean plugin. So whenever I build my project, I want to run that plugin. So I'm giving the inside build command, okay, build inside this plugins, okay. Inside plugin you need to mention plugin, what plugin you are using. So this plugin you can copy from Google, or you can go to the official website of Apache Maven. Apache Maven, you will be able to see the group ID, artifact ID, and version of the plugin required. Okay, just copy that and paste it inside your plugin. Okay, I paste it. Now I want to tell this Maven Surefire plugin to execute my for a test what I have written here, right? These three tests it should execute based on whenever I build this project. These three tests I'm expecting it to execute. So I need to configure that, okay, configuration, and inside configuration I need to tell, okay, from where it is going to get that test suite file, suite XML file. This file testng.xml file, I have defined my all tests, whatever you want to run, whatever you have to run, I have defined. So you can just take from there. So suite XML file name I need to mention here, testng.xml. Okay, if I give this much, okay, for plugin, so our plugin is configured now. Whenever we build a project, this plugin will be automatically running some goals. So the goal of this plugin is to trigger this testng.xml file. Okay, so manually how we are going to trigger this using testng, run as testng suite, something like this we will give, right? So it will run the testng XML file. So now currently I'm doing it with the Maven plugin, Surefire plugin. Okay, now I'll go back to my command prompt. I'll clean everything. Okay, I see some errors. Don't want to use from the test phase, so I will just make use of some other phase here. MVN package phase. Let us see. I'm giving package phase now. It's pulling compiler plugin, and I see some error is there in my code. Okay, package org.testng.annotations does not exist, it is saying. Okay, so we have added the testng to dependency. Okay, you can see clean, and clean first. Okay, so I want to clean my target folder. Okay, mvn install call. install phase I am calling. Okay. Still it is not able to get this package. Okay. Still not able to get that dependency. I mean, we are using testng.xml inside our project, so it's not available in the path. That's what it is saying. Okay. Now let me clean one more time. So just refresh this project. Okay. Now MVN test phase. So I have identified the and corrected that. Once we just if it is not able to recognize the testng path, and just remove the testng library once and re-add it. Okay. You can just take out that library once and re-add it so that your project gets it will work. Okay, it will work. So if you just re-add it, no one will be able to identify that. So there will be some old files or some old class files. That's the reason maybe it was not identifying. Now it is able to identify that. So if I run vn test, it's going to trigger automatically the testng.xml file. Okay, it will run as a testng test, something like this, testng suite. So if it is running, then all the tests defined inside the testng.xml file will be triggered now. Right? Now observe here, test it is running testng suite, right? And you can see these are all the tests we configured. Okay. Also, we can tell this testng tell this Maven Surefire plugin to execute only grouped test cases. Okay, group test case only execute. If I don't execute everything, then we need to tell that okay, group here mention groups, okay, and you can say smoke. And go back to your testng.demo file. Groups, you can mention smoke, okay, and here you can mention one more. Okay, now my expectation is only the smoke test cases I want to run. So I'm just mentioning it inside group. Okay, grouping the test case like smoke test case regulation, something you can group it. Same thing you need to provide as a parameter inside your Maven Surefire plugin. So now Maven Surefire plugin will automatically trigger only the smoke related test cases from your defined XML file testng.xml. Okay, let it be 10 classes you have defined. All 10 classes wherever the smoke test cases are defined, only that will be triggered. Now test case 1 and test case 3 will be ran. Okay, let us clear everything and say npm test. Okay, now observe here, it's going to trigger the testng running test suite. Okay, now 1 and 3 have only ran. Okay, number of test cases ran are 2, but we have 3 test cases because we have configured only smoke test cases should be run. Okay, so this is how it's going to work internally. So thank you so much. If you have any questions, please let us know in the comment section. Thanks for watching. Okay.